I needed that. Hashtag needed that. You know, pre-COVID, I used to work in an office, and there was a kid/friend that I work with. It was not in our exact vicinity, so he was in an area off to the side. And anytime somebody went to the bathroom and he was able to see it, he would drift over, go to their Twitter, because obviously most people don't log out every time they close out of Twitter, and then tweet random things from these accounts. Now, these are just regular people. They don't post on Twitter. They're most of the people who just check Twitter, but they don't post anything. And I remember one of my friends left to go to the bathroom. He came back and saw that on his Twitter feed, he, aka the other guy, had posted, "Just made a run to the bathroom. Hashtag needed that." And I'll always remember that hashtag. Hashtag needed that. Well, we needed that good Monday after that subpar week last week. I'm happy that it came about. I'm happy that it unfolded the way that it did. Obviously, would have loved to nail the Islanders game. They were up 3-0, and the fan in me is upset. However, that's a wash with the Devils, because the Devils tied that game in the last minute and then won it in overtime. So to me, that's a wash, but it was a winning night. The only thing that I have to semi-apologize for is I gave you guys the under in the Lightning Kraken game. I had posted it on my Patreon the night before, because that's where, I put picks the night before for people who need them. And I thought that I had relayed that to you guys. I guess I forgot to give it in the video yesterday, so I apologize for that, because that would have been another winner. But still, we got those Colorado Avalanche. We got that monkey off our back. They screwed us against Florida, but we avenged it. And we also avenged the Canucks last week. And we got an Avengers tour that's going to start this Tuesday. But before we get to that, DraftKings Sportsbook still running that promotion. You bet $5 on anything, they're going to credit you with $150 plus $200 in free bet credits. All you got to do is hit a money line. No, you don't. You don't even have to hit a money line. You bet $5 on something, they're crediting you with $200 in free bet credits as long as you're a new user and you're playing in one of the legal designated states. Stop trying to run scams. You got to be 21 years old, and you got to be betting in a state that allows sports betting and gambling. And also, if you got a problem,
I'm a bad father.
The first way to deal with the problem is look in the mirror and say, "Oh, I got a problem."
I'm a bad father.
And if you do, you got to call 1-800-GAMBLER. They'll answer you. If you call me, I'll give you the FU button. They will never do that over there at 1-800-GAMBLER. But I'm serious. If you're messing up a lot of things in your life, I don't tell people how to live, but call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm sure they can give you some good advice. I'm not calling you a gambler, but if you turn into a gambler, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right? So this Tuesday, I got another monkey I want to get off my back. I got Vancouver. We got Colorado. It's time to get this Oilers monkey off my back. As you saw last week, there were days that only had 3 games, but you saw me stay away from Edmonton because they were the epitome of unpredictable. Doesn't matter if they were down 3-0 at Madison Square Garden after getting shut out to the Islanders, then they would have a 4-goal third period out of nowhere. They would throw random goose eggs at home. They'd let the Colorado Avalanche, who lost 5 straight, score 3 in the third, or 2 in the third to come back, win in overtime, lose to the Kraken, and now they go have these offensive outbursts on the road. It's been all over the road. However, I got converging energies right now. Okay? Like the perfect storm. Yeah, cue Shooter McGavin in the movie where he's like, we have a high front moving in.
Fresh cold front swooping down from Canada towards the Atlantic.
Well, these Edmonton Oilers, you can't ask for more of an offensive output than you've seen from them in these last couple of games. They've been pouring in goals and all the names that you want to see on the score sheet. Now they're coming home to face the Seattle Kraken, who embarrassed them in their building the last time. So you think they want to beat them, or do they want to lose to the Kraken 2 times over the course of 2 weeks, one being embarrassing, and now it would be a second one? And then on top of that, the Kraken just played yesterday and lost, and they're the ones who have to travel and go play Edmonton. If Edmonton loses this game, they're an absolute disgrace, but they're the right team to take in this particular game because of those aforementioned reasons. If they screw us/me/you here, just know they're an absolute disgrace. This is a game, if you're a team who has relatively even mediocre aspirations, you cannot blow this one. You cannot. especially the way the last Kraken game went down. I don't care that the Kraken just won 8 games on a road trip or something like that. They lost yesterday to the Lightning. They're heading right back out there, and this is time to dish them another loss for the Edmonton Oilers, who have been putting the puck in the net. We already said that the shooting percentage of those Kraken looks to be unsustainable if you are to believe those metrics. We shall see, but I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers in that one. Then the Nashville Predators are playing the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm seeing tweets all over the place about the Columbus Blue Jackets looking like they're trying to tank for Bedard. That's how awful they are. They have one of the worst offenses in the league. I keep reminding this to you guys, and anytime you get the right matchup, I believe it's the right thing to do to take the under in the totals, especially when it's 6.5. Nashville's not a team who scores a ton. They're playing a team who doesn't score, has a lot of trouble scoring. So if this one's going to go over, you're going to need a 4-3 or a 5-2. And with these two teams, I don't think that's incredibly likely. I'm not a huge advocate because it's hard to hit these, but the puck line total parlay, if you want to do Nashville -1.5, under 6.5, I think this game has the necessary ingredients to embark on one of those high plus money journeys. The next one that I really like is the Toronto Maple Leafs at home against the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers, they're turning it around. I'm actually happy to see it because I told you earlier in the year, I trust the Panthers once they learn how to win close games, once they learn how to embrace defense. I'm not saying that this is absolutely the case, but they've actually had a couple impressive wins recently. Yes, that one that screwed us, albeit they blew a 3-goal lead in that one. However, I'm going to take Toronto. When you saw how well Toronto played against the Boston Bruins, that one was 3-3 in the third. And yeah, Boston scored a tip in front of the net with about a minute left, but they were right there in that one. Austin Matthews looked great. He's back, and now they're going up against the Florida Panthers, who played last night. Now they have to go to Toronto after playing yesterday, and I think Toronto's going to want to win after that game against Boston. And by the way, if Toronto plays Boston in the second round, and as of right now, if I was making a bracket, that's what I would have it, man, would that be one hell of a playoff series. And would I love to give you my sniffs on that one and just watch that as a hockey fan, which I know many of you aren't, which I'm always going to be disgraced by. But give me the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Florida Panthers. And then for my last pick, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Wild, a team that we've taken a lot in the last month and a half. I told you the minute Washington plays a team that's good, I'm betting against them. They've been stumbling against the Flyers. They lost back-to-back to the Flyers. They were down 3-0 to the Islanders. Let's be honest, they should have lost that one, and the Islanders are no team to write home about. And I'm an honest fan. I understand. I know what a good team looks like, and I know what a not good team looks like. And there's a reason I didn't use the word bad. It's a not good team, which is almost worse than a bad team. Because when you're bad, you embrace it, just like the people who need to call 1-800-GAMBLER. But when you're not good, that's the worst, because you think you should be there, but you're not. Who am I talking about? What bet is this? Yes. Oh, that was me ripping on the Islanders quickly. Anyway, yeah, Washington should have lost that one. I said I've been looking forward to betting against them when they play a good team. Minnesota Wild is a good team. They work hard. I'm tempted to take the under. If this was 6.5, I would absolutely take the under. If you want to do a money line goals combo, I would do the Wild with under 5.5, but I just do like the Wild in this one. They're a hardworking team. Washington's an older team. Second half of back-to-backs, those guys like Wilson and Backstrom, I think this is their first back-to-back since coming back, and I think this one is going to favor the Minnesota Wild, so I'm going to take the Wild in that one. And those are the picks that I got for you on this Tuesday. Successful Monday, now let's get a successful Tuesday, and that's how we start building a successful stretch. Okay, but other than that, you know what to do. You subscribe to the Odd Shopper channel here. Click. You come find me on social media. It's Andy Francis on all platforms. Click. And then if you want, like I said, I post my picks early and I post weekend picks on my Patreon. I don't want to work on weekends. I mean, I just don't. I don't want to make these videos for you on weekends because I still got some time left to enjoy my life, which is I'm going to continue to do, but I post picks on the Patreon, patreon.com/Andy Francis. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. See you then.